First order of business, I'd like to call for nominations for President of Borough Council. Councilors?
I'd like to make a nomination. Gerard O'Malley.
I thank and truly appreciate the honor that my new colleague has bestowed upon me with that nomination. I am going to decline that nomination, however, and nominate Julia Waldorf to be President of Council. And just a couple words, and I do again appreciate the vote of confidence. You know, the number one reason I think is that Julia will make a fine President of Council. Two, the time is not quite right for me now. And I think more importantly, all 6 of us up here have an equal vote and an equal voice. The President of Council serves an important role, but we all serve an important role with our leadership, with our voice, and with our vote. I've been doing that for the past 2 years, and I plan on doing it for at least the next 2 years. So with that, I would like to decline that nomination, but I would like to nominate Julia Waldorf to be President of Council.
Very good. Are there any further nominations? There being none, call for a motion to close the nominations.
So moved.
I'll second.
Very good. Have a roll call vote, A or nay, beginning with Perry.
A.
John.
Nay.
Gerard.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
Julia.
Yes.
Bob.
No.
Very good. The vote's 4-2. The vote carries. Julia will be President of Borough Council. I'd like to entertain nominations for Vice President of Council.
I'd like to nominate Mike Sellers for Vice President of Council.
Well, I echo the remarks by Gerard a moment ago. I do appreciate that, Bob. As Gerard also said, I can almost say nothing at this point. We all have equal voices here. I'd like to see the vice presidency going forward in 2010 actually have someone who I think not only shows a great deal of potential, but is also very well suited for it given his own background. And for that reason, I will nominate Perry Warren as Vice President for Council.
Very good. Are there any further nominations for Vice President? There being none, I'll ask for a motion to close nominations.
So moved.
And a second.
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 And a second. Very good. Again, a voice vote going around. Perry?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Gerard?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Julia?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Thank you. It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Very good. Just a question of order. We don't do a president pro tem, do we ever?
No.
No. Okay. Very good.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to permit the councilors to make some remarks at this time. If you'd like to begin, Perry?
Thank you, Julia. Thank you, folks, supporters, family, friends, residents for coming out and supporting us today. Thank you for electing me and us to council and giving us the opportunity to serve. For me, there's a special personal element to this. I'm actually a second-generation councilor. My grandfather, Charles W. Roberts, served as a councilor in the late 40s, early 50s. In fact, I noticed when I stopped in to pick up my borough code and related materials that there's a photograph of him sitting at council table on the bulletin board in Borough Hall. So there's a nice bridge to history between us. Now, we skipped a generation, but there's still time, Mom. And it's particularly pleasing to me to be elected to serve on council of what has always been my hometown, and I thank you all for that.
Not to kind of dovetail off that, but I'd like to thank my family, most importantly my wife and my 2 daughters who helped me throughout the entire campaign, and the community of Newtown Borough. very excited. I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity, and I promise to do everything I can to make the right decisions for the borough, and thank you for your support.
Oh, I get to speak too. Wow. I'll keep it short. First of all, congratulations to Barry, John, Bob, Dennis, Judy for your election, and thank you for your continued and starting service to Newtown Borough. And congratulations to Julia for being our new president. I am very optimistic, and those of you who know me know that I'm an optimistic kind of guy. And I'm optimistic because I think this group of people will work together for the good of Newtown. I know we all try to do that, and we will continue to do that. So I'm optimistic that it's going to be a very good council, very good next 2 years. And we do have some major issues that this council will face, and some things we may not expect right now. But I'm optimistic this group of people will be able to carry out our duties faithfully. So that's it.
I'm waiting to be recognized by the president.
Chair recognizes Mr. Sellers.
I share the optimism that Gerard has for 2010, or really 2011. There's a lot of challenges coming, but there's also tremendous opportunity. We have, for Newtown Borough standards, a huge development project with Stockburgers, which is being proposed and will require a great deal of thought, public participation, and certainly some weighty decisions by this council. So that's part of the challenge, but also part of the opportunity. It's not lost on anyone here as well, although it hasn't been referenced, that this is also a significant milestone for Newtown Borough. Although I haven't lived here for all my life, it's my understanding this is the first change in majority in 325 years, or certainly since they've been having general elections. And that's significant. And that brings me to my last point, which is what is on the top of the agenda that you all have this evening. And it's something that I think maybe we always know is there, that we don't look at it. But I think tonight is the time to look at it. And it reads, coming together is beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is unity, thinking together is success. And I don't know what the genesis or the origin is for those words, but I think they're wonderful. And it's a great sentiment. And I think as we go forward in 2010, both with the opportunities and the challenges we meet, we should maybe take a look at that each time and think about it for a moment going forward as we discuss, debate, and vote. And as they say, remain optimistic, as Gerard said, that this will be a good term for all of us, and that we'll all work in the best interests of Newtown Borough.
I think we would be remiss this evening if we didn't recognize the contributions afforded us by Rand Jaslow and Mark Craig over the last several years, who this is their first missed meeting, I guess, in many, many years, and I think I'd like to recognize their contribution to Newtown Borough. They did an excellent job for us, and hopefully they will not be unfamiliar faces at these meetings, because I think their experience Mark over the last 12 years and Rand over the last 6 or 8 years, I believe, will be missed, and I think if they're out in the audience, they can perhaps guide us on the right path. I'd also like to thank all of those who worked on, I think, a challenging campaign. We all got out there and beat the street, knocked on doors, and became more familiar with our neighbors in Newtown Borough, and I thank those who supported us. The last 2 years have been, I think, rewarding, challenging, frustrating, and I guess all of the above. And I'm sure the next 2 years will have elements of each, and the next 4 years, I guess, will have elements of each. And I look forward to bringing to the council meetings the same energy and effort I've expended over the last 2 years. Thank you.